Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you are new here, my name is Jonathan, and I created this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of losing 300 pounds. If you'd like to join the family, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Also, click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate on the discussion, you can join me weekdays where I go live on YouTube, or outside of YouTube, you can consider joining the Discord I've created. There is a link for that down in the description below. Also down in the description below is a link to a Facebook group that we have. It's another place you can reach out to me as well. Let's see. Also down in the description is a link to a Pinterest board. That is a great place for you guys to check out the different meals and recipes that I have been enjoying as I've been working towards my weight loss goals. Today is day 1088 of my challenge to lose 300 pounds. So far, through a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet, I have been able to lose over 270 pounds so far. If anybody has any non-scale victories they'd like to share, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I love hearing those as well. If you are succeeding with your diet, let us know how you are doing on your diet. If you're struggling, let us know what's causing your struggles. And at the end of the day, what are some things that you are doing or that you can do that will make staying on your diet easier than the alternative? Let's go here. Let's switch over to the main screen here. Christy says hello. Hello, Christy. Rochelle, hello. Anthony says, John, you look stressed. I did kind of have a stressful morning. I can go over it a little bit. I don't know how deep into it I want to get, but no, I'm not too stressed out right now. Feeling pretty good. Yes, we're getting down towards the end of it here. Carrie's checking in, saying hi. Hi, Carrie. Hopefully everything's going great at home. Amy's checking in, saying hello. And Carolyn, hello. So good to see you. So good to see you as well. Yes, it has been a minute since I was on here. The last time I went live was on October 5th. So it has been like 18 days since I've been able to go live. It has been just a whirlwind with our kids being active with school and doing events with them and having to run them around. And then last week, Carrie was out of town for most of the week because she had an event for her nonprofit. So she was not, she was out of town. So I was kind of doing double duty, getting the kids off to school and getting them home and taking them and doing everything I need to do with them. So yes, it's been very busy and it's been a while since I've been on. So I'm happy to be on here. Let's see. Tennessee Girl says, I'm so happy to see you. Plants Only Muncher. Hello. Matthew, excellent to see you all. Glad you are okay. Yes, everything has been going really well for the past week, 2 weeks here. And I'm happy that I was able to get back and do another live stream here. I know my last live stream wasn't the most upbeat one. And so I kind of left on a kind of an odd, right? Last time I was on, it was kind of, I was battling with some things that I think I've had, a chance now for a couple weeks to overcome the issues I was having. And I'm excited to forge ahead and continue on with losing the weight and doing what I need to do. So, but yeah, for a couple months, I did struggle. And, that I can't point it to any one specific thing, but a big part of it and what I talked about in that last video was just getting caught in the pleasure trap, just getting caught in this cycle of just going for whatever was going to give the highest dopamine response, or not caring about the food choices I was making enough. And so since that last time I went live, I really made it my goal to get back and get into doing things again, and looking at what had gone wrong and what had changed. And a big part of what happened was just my routine got thrown off. I think that that's been something that I've noticed throughout any diet that I've ever done, is that while I'm keeping a routine with the diet, I'm pretty successful at staying on the diet. But I got out of routine with when I was eating and what I was eating, and because of that, it started to kind of crumble. You know, if you're not eating enough of the right foods, then eventually you're going to get to a point where your body is just trying to get something. And and it was a lot of making bad choices there for a couple months. But now that I got things kind of reined in, and I'm eating my broccoli again. That's something like the routine. I noticed that I was not eating the volume that I needed to be eating. I was allowing the junk food in, and wasn't and then eliminating the healthy food, and that is just setting myself up for failure. So I've been focusing on trying to get in the meals that, the routine that helped me succeed so far, getting back into that routine, and you know and realizing, that I need to get back into it quicker, because this isn't likely the last time that I'm going to run into issues, or going to run into my routine getting changed or getting disrupted. But it's getting back on track, that, because it took me 2 months essentially from the end of July to get back into doing things right. uh, I I screwed up a lot of my progress. And um if it would have just been for 2 weeks or for 3 weeks that I had slipped, I wouldn't have lost near as much progress as I did. So I got to get a hold of myself much quicker if it happens again. I got to work towards not allowing it to happen again, recognizing that that I need to stick to my routine, and that if I notice where my routine's been off for multiple days in a row, that I need to work towards getting back into my, regimen of what I'm eating, when I'm eating. Tammy says, good to see you, Jonathan, and everyone here. Absolutely good seeing you here too, Tammy. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, it's just getting back as fast as possible. And I've said it over the years that I've been doing this, and that's something that it's you can't let it be, I'm gonna fix it tomorrow. It's gotta be, I'm gonna fix it the next time I put something in my mouth. It's not I fell into a lot of my old habits of putting off the problem to the future version of myself, and saying, you know what, I'll deal with it next week. I'll deal with it tomorrow. I'll deal with it in the future. Um, just so I have that excuse to indulge now. I'll put it on that future version of myself. And it's tough. Amy here says, thanks so much for being honest about all of this. This is so relatable for me right now. I've really struggled with the pleasure trap the last few weeks yourself. Yeah. And I knew I was making poor choices, but I I also kind of I think there was a bit of an arrogance to it too, in that I know that this way of eating or doing this will work. This will get me to my goal weight. It has helped me to lose weight. Um, and uh, and it. I know I have that in my back pocket when I'm making the bad choices. I know that, well, if I go back to this way of eating, that I'll lose the weight. Uh, and that's been that way with really every diet I've done in the past, where it's been like, well, I know I can starve myself to lose weight, or do keto to lose weight, or do, any of these, go work out and hit the gym to lose weight. But I've never been able to motivate myself enough to go back to those diets and succeed at them. And I think that's where this volume eating and the plant-based diet really shines for me, is that it isn't a fear to go back on this diet. I don't lament the idea of having to eat a whole food plant-based diet. I really strive for it, and I get frustrated that I can't be as perfect as I should, or that I haven't been as perfect as I should be with it. So it it it's different than other diets in the past, where the other diets in the past, when I fell off the diet or stopped doing the diet, I really had no interest in going through all of that effort or that pain again. But I don't feel like there's an immense amount of effort or pain that you have to go through to eat this way and to lose weight. And so it's been it's been good to be back and to be compliant too. Like I always say, after a few days of being 100% whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar free, I really do feel better than that dopamine was helping me to feel. Just my overall, you know, I don't know, overall mood is improved when I'm eating a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet. And my sleep kind of got bad there for a little bit. I don't feel like I was sleeping the best, and maybe some of the snoring started to come back. I feel like that's been kind of kicked back, or I haven't had um, issues with that the last short period of time here that I've been compliant. Also, the swelling in my legs, I know I've talked about that a good bit throughout this whole process. Really came back a lot while I was eating processed foods and salt and oil and sugar. Um, and now it's really almost completely gone, to the point where I have loose skin around my ankles again, which is kind of a weird thing to have. And I never anticipated having loose skin around my ankles, but it's it's a good thing. When I see that loose skin around my ankles, it's actually a good sign, because it means that I don't have a bunch of swelling, and that I've really been sticking to my diet well. Grandma Pylon here says, glad you are back. Missed listening to you. That's awesome. Thanks for checking in, Grandma. It's awesome to have you here. The I was just going to talk about something with swelling. Can't remember. I don't But um but yeah, it's something that my goal, what I'm doing now, or what I'm realizing, and it's is that I need to start heading back in the right direction. I realized I needed to start heading back in the right direction, um and uh and find my way back to, to a whole food, plant-based, salt, oil, sugar-free diet. And it's not difficult to get back into it. It's just a matter of getting the meals in, and getting back into the routine that we had. Carrie here says, what did I miss? You just had a whole SUV full of diapers delivered to our house. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've just been talking about the last couple months here, and getting back on track, and how much better I feel now that I am back on diet, or I have been eating compliant again, um and just having the getting to it. Tammy here says, recognizing the struggle is a big part of it. Never deny or minimize what you are dealing with. And Plants Only Muncher says, why do you have to be perfect? Well, it's I think that when I'm talking about perfect, it's kind of, um you don't have to be perfect, right? It is with eating these foods that are not natural foods. It's a tough For me, it's tough to battle. Like, I can't just eat a couple chips and a little bit of hummus. It's the rest of the bag of chips, or the rest of the container of hummus. And it's not, and so it's a little bit is abstinence is easier than moderation. Um, and so I guess that's what, um, for me, and to lose the weight, if I could find a way to have that cheat meal, or have that off plan snack, and then not allow that to creep in every day after for the next 2 weeks, then I think I would do it. But I don't have it. It's something that the the Pleasure Trap book talks a little bit about it, with a social situation, in that, if you can go to a social event and you can overcome that social event and the temptations at that social event, then the next time you have a social event, it makes it easier to overcome the temptation. And if you had failed the first time, it makes it tougher to overcome the temptation. And so with the Pleasure Trap foods, it's, one day I decide it's okay to have a soda, then it's hard for me not to justify having the soda the next day, because I can look back and say, well, I had a soda yesterday and it didn't kill me. Um, and if I'm checking the scale, I can have it and be like, well, I had that junk food and I didn't gain weight the next day. And so maybe the junk food isn't what's going to cause me to gain weight, but it takes time for what you're eating to have an effect on your body and have an effect on your weight. And so, um, but yeah, it's tough for me to say, okay, I can have that food today, but I can't have it tomorrow. Um, or when tomorrow comes, why did I get to have it yesterday, but I don't get to have it today? I can just, or whatever excuse I gave myself yesterday, to have it. I'll give my same excuse today to have it again. And so that's for me what is the difficult part. It's once I let that pleasure trap food in, it's locking it back out again. Because at some point I said, okay, it's okay to have it now. Um, and in reality, there's no amount of those pleasure trap foods that is necessary. So that's only Muncher here says that Dr. Lisle says that if you set the bar too high, you may not stick with the plan. Yeah, and I can see that. I also am yeah, I can see where it gets difficult to stick to the plan. And I think that if you beat yourself up too much about it, like that's a big part of it, like, because I'm upset that the last couple months happened, but I'm also grateful that the last couple months happened because uh I could be dealing with this same thing a year from now or 2 years from now, and maybe it wouldn't, I wouldn't have the same environment around me to help me get back on track like I did this time. Um, and yeah, I, I'm, I don't, I've said it before with this way of eating and this lifestyle, this is all new to me. Like, I've been doing it for almost 3 years from now, or 3 years now, but it was not anything I expected to be doing, and so it, you you can learn a lot in 3 years, but it, it maybe isn't enough time to become an expert at something or to become awesome at it. And I'm looking at 38 years of how I used to eat and then reprogramming my mindset towards foods, shifting from a calorie to a volume mentality and to a nutrient dense diet versus a calorie dense diet. Um, and that's all stuff that I've just been learning for the last 1,088 days. So I'm battling almost 40 years of bad dieting advice or bad dieting knowledge, I guess. So I don't beat myself up because I fell off my bike this time. I'm going to get back on the bike and I'm going to learn how to get through this course again. When I come up against it again and when I have that issue. Plants William Watcher here says they like the way that Kathy Hester and her partner Cheryl are doing the starch solution. They follow it 90% of themselves, 90% of the time, and they allow themselves to eat out. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that I don't think I can sit here and say I'm going to stick to it 90% of the time and then be good about doing that, because what does 90% of the time mean? Does that mean that you go out to eat once a week on Wednesday night? What happens if you're not able to eat out that Wednesday night? Then do you move it to a different night? And then is it Thursday and then the next Wednesday? Or, for me, I would find any way to manipulate to get that high dopamine food in front of me. It would be okay. Well, we'll just do it Saturday night, and then, well, this Saturday we have a wedding that we're going to, or this Sunday we have a wedding, and so maybe we'll do Saturday and Sunday. I just, for me, I don't think I could. I don't think I can moderate myself that way, and and it's got to be about what I can do, what I can do. And it is, for me, abstinence is far easier, and it's uh and it keeps me from going to the places or creating new routines, because that's really what screwed me up too, is that I got out of my old routines and then I created new bad routines that put me in position where I was buying junk food or I was eating more junk food because I had changed my routine up and I put myself in a bad spot. Um Carrie says that she's super proud for getting back on track. Yeah, and um it's really that, you help me get back on track. I mean, and even when I was eating crap foods, it wasn't every meal. It was more than 10% of my diet was junk food, but it wasn't 100% of my diet being junk food. And so um just continuing to stay the course with it and keeping up with the breakfast and the lunch, and you know um and things like that. Matt here says you're learning more and more about yourself. You're not kidding yourself, and I am truly proud of you. I really appreciate it, guys. I do appreciate your support. I appreciate everybody who reached out to me and made comments and were kind of worried about me. We were busy and I wasn't able to go live, but I also kind of wanted to do some of it on my own. It's gotta be something that I can do on my own, or else it's not going to succeed. And um and so stepping away from doing lives every day, wasn't a bad thing. I wouldn't have been able to go live most of last week anyways, but um it gave me a chance to figure it out for myself and to start making the right choice. And it really um it, yeah, I'm happy that I've been able to do it. And I got, yeah, it was just bad routines. I had some real bad routines there. Lance Only Muncher here says, seems like you fell off track during and after the Ragbri ride. Yeah, and that is what disrupted my routine, and it's we're all going to have those things in our lives that are going to get in the way of the routine and of the progress that we're trying to make. And so that event, the week long, has really been it continues to, disrupt. It kind of shuffles my life up every year. And sometimes it's for the good, because in 2020, I guess we didn't have the right in 2020, but in the past, it's been the catalyst for me to start my diet. And in the past, it's been the catalyst for the end of my diet. And so it's something where I succeeded really well the first year in 2021. 2022, I did okay. This past year, I did great during the week, but it was the after the week was over that kind of threw things off. It was, and it just it was this rebound, I guess, that I had after the event. And again, it was before the event, we're in our routine and everything's going great. And then we do that. And then we come back and we have to get back in our routine. And some things might have fallen off. Maybe I wasn't eating my broccoli after I had oatmeal in the morning, or eating lunch as much, because it's also a very busy time of the year for us. It's not just that event that's real busy, but I work in the moving and transportation industry. And the summer is just very busy for us as well. So if it's not that event, it's other work related things that keep me from getting back into the routine that we created. And I feel like I've been able to get back into that routine here, and I'm looking forward to sticking with it for a while and riding it out here. So, yes, Carrie says that this isn't the first diet that this is disrupted. Um, and like I said, yeah, I got out of my routine and it was just struggling to get back to that new normal that we have created, you know. Um, and each year is another year for me to practice getting through that event and succeeding. And it's kind of been a weird yeah, been a weird thing. So see you tomorrow. I think I'll be live tomorrow. I don't think I have anything going on tomorrow afternoon that will keep me off of the live stream. I know we have some parent teacher conferences with our kids coming up that we have over a couple different nights. But yeah, I plan on being live a lot more here throughout the next 8 days to finish up my the 3 year mark here. And then, you know, at this point we're planning to continue to do these live streams and do these videos. I don't know if I'll be able to do them on the daily like I was, but when I can get on and do it, I'm gonna get on here because I really do. Barb says we need you and you need us, and I do need you guys. I think in some ways it does help. And had I not had this channel and things going on, you know, maybe I don't get back on the wagon. I don't know, but I like to think that I would be able to. It's just a matter of would I have done it soon enough, you know, because that's something that uh it's crazy how quickly you can put the weight back on. Like I gained a lot of weight and I did not expect to gain near as much weight in the amount of time that I did. And I think that's probably, you know, one, because I ate so poorly, but two is just that my body has that ability to store that fat. You know, it has the ability to store those extra calories. And when I was eating extra fat and extra calories, it was taking advantage of it and it was storing it. And it really uh, seems to go on quicker than it's going to come off here as well. And so, you know, but this is just a short period of time in the whole kind of grand scheme, you know, of it. It's just a few months in the 36-month challenge and really the rest of my life to keep, you know, to get the weight off and to keep it off. So um I'm grateful for the knowledge that I'm gaining as I'm going through this, and I'm grateful for everything that's happened so far. And really I'm not 520 pounds anymore. I mean, that's uh it's hard to really wrap my head around how difficult things were at 520 pounds. And just yeah. Will Tune Cat, hey, hope you're keeping well. Yeah, thank you. I hope you're doing well as well. It's been a while since you've checked in. But I'm pretty sure that you've been around, you've been following me for a while if it's the same person. So that's awesome. Um, yeah. But I think I am gonna get out of here for today. I've just wanted to get on and go live, update you guys, let you know I'm still alive, I'm still kicking, I'm still doing well. I could have done better this last few months, but going forward, I plan to get back on track and to see how quickly I can get any of the weight I gained back off. So thank you guys so much. If you yes, I thought so, Will Tune, since the beginning. Absolutely. Yes. Still streaming. I was away for a couple weeks here because life got busy, but yeah, I wanted to get on and give an update. So thank you guys so much. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you get subscribed to the channel. If you've not clicked on the bell icon, click on that bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. Hit that thumbs up on this video as well. It does help get this out to everybody on YouTube. And if you have not started your diet yet, get started right now. There's nothing coming up that's more important than your health and your overall well-being. Nobody reaches their goals, looks back, and wishes they would have waited. So get started now, guys. I will see you on the next one.